Hey guys, Lance here. Today I wanted to kind of start maybe a series I'll do, but at least do a part one on comparing Express versus Surfshark. Today I wanted to focus on the kind of the usability experience, some of the features between these two. They're both great VPNs. I'll put more information about each of them in the description, including links to the individual reviews. And of course, if you're interested in picking them up, making sure you get the best deals and discounts. Again, I'll put all that in the description below. So over on the left here, we got Express. Over on the right, we've got Surfshark. Now, if you're not familiar, Express is the more expensive one. Surfshark's the more budget-friendly one, but it really holds its own against Express. So let me start out by just showing you the even the protocols. So for example, on Express, you have the option of just leaving it automatic. And this is great. What makes it great for newbies and beginners is you don't have to worry about what protocol do I need or do I want to use. You can just leave it on automatic. And really for most people, that should be fine. The nice thing is for those who are more advanced users or who want some control over the experience, you can select, whether you want another protocol. And it's nice to actually explain a little bit here what these protocols are for. So like this is the best combination of speed and security. This one's going to be better to function on all types of networks. So where I've used this is, let's say you're watching Netflix and you're trying to watch it maybe in another country and you're getting blocked for some reason. Well, you have some other options here that might work better. Maybe you're sacrificing speed, but at least you can unblock something. And that goes for anything that might have any type of geo restriction or something that's causing the VPN not to perform as well as you'd like. On the other hand, sometimes you're after more, maybe you want more speed. So for example, Ike V2, it's fast, but it may not work on all networks. So sometimes speed's a priority, and if you can use it, cool, might as well, so you'll switch it to, to this one. Whereas with Surfshark, the protocol options is just Ike V2, and that's a great one. Works really well, but you don't have any other options. So it kind of keeps it simple. Again, for most people, it's not going to be a big deal. It'll be just fine. But those who are more advanced users or want more control or have situations where they might want to use different protocols, that's where Express would be the better fit. Also, just a reminder too, I realized my mic is sounding boomy. I moved my studio around and it's I need to do soundproofing, so I apologize about that, guys. I know that's a pain to listen to, but I wanted to still kind of get some of these videos out for you. So that's on the protocol side. Generally when you're just starting up, you have some basic options here that they both do. For instance, like when your Surfshark gives you the ability to decide when you open it up, do you want to use a specific server? So every time you open Surfshark, it will automatically connect to a specific server. That's kind of cool, especially if you have a, kind of a pattern or way of using your VPN and you always want to use it the same way, connect to the same server. That's great. You're not, versus with, other VPNs, you're having to, click the connect button, load it, click the server you want. And so, but like here's an example on startup, you can connect to the last used location when ExpressVPN is launched. So kind of similar idea there, not quite the same, but similar. And then you've got your kill switches. Those are very important. If you're, like for example, if you're, let's say, torrenting and you want to make sure if for some reason your VPN were to shut down, occasionally that can happen. But if that happens, you don't keep torrenting and you're sending your data exposed now and people can see what you're sending or torrenting if that is something you want to keep private. So the kill switch or network lock, over here it's called a kill switch on Surfshark, that will make sure that if your VPN stops, it'll kill your internet connection at the same time, just to make sure no information is transmitted unprotected. So they both have those same kinds of features there. We talked about protocol shortcuts. It's one of these things where if that's helpful for you to have a list of these shortcuts that shows up that you can connect to. I don't particularly use it, but it may be more helpful for someone. You can get the browser extension here. And then you have a few advanced things like IPv6 leak protection, which is nice. DNS, only use ExpressVPN DNS servers while connected. The appearance, you can kind of set how the appearance looks. With Surfshark, again, you have some network settings you can customize here if you like. Other features that are kind of cool. Clean web. This will block annoying ads, trackers, which is nice. It's not necessarily going to be as powerful as a full-fledged ad blocker, but it still works, and it works pretty good. And if you don't have anything, it's nice to have for sure. Hack lock, that could be nice. Blind search, it's kind of like an incognito mode. It's one of those that, sure, I don't necessarily use it, but if it's something that appeals to you, it might be nice to have. Then, of course, you can get some updates here, and then the advanced. Now, it also has a no borders, which is really cool. So this allows you to bypass internet restrictions, such as the Great Firewall. So like in very restrictive countries like China or the Middle East, where it's tougher to kind of get around some of their difficult cyber environments, this will help you with that. So you can see they're feature-wise, they're kind of similar. And then as far as ease of use, they also, I would say, are similar. They're both very easy to use. You can see the layout here. So this is when you open up. I'm going to close these down just to make it a little easier to look at now. Now, Express, you notice, has a little bit smaller profile. So normally this is closed like that. And then you can go to VPN locations. There we go. And you can select, locations. So if I'm in the US, you can, select some favorites by just clicking on the stars. And then in your recents, they'll show up in your favorites here. You also have all if you want to see everything. They both have like a quick way to connect. You have this whole smart location thing you can just click on. The idea is to give you the server that's going to be best for you. Same thing with Surfshark. You can just click on fastest server or nearest country, but fastest server works great. And this makes it great for newbies or beginners, someone who's newer to VPNs, just want an easy way to connect. And so, there's also static servers here, and then multi-hop. Multi-hop is actually really cool. This is like an extra layer of protection where if you want to connect to two different servers. So like here, you'd be connecting to Australia, then to the US. And so it's like double the protection, double, the anonymity, or it's just a great way. If you want that extra level of protection, you have that just to be extra safe, which is really cool. And but ease of use wise, the interface, I like them both. I would say I end up liking Surfshark just a little bit better. I find it's a little bit quicker just moving around it. I like here how you can see the server loads. So you can see if I hover over it, like load 5. That's how much of a load is on this particular server. And so you can even see, like if we can see one, I think I saw some before. Yeah, you can see how South Korea, it's got a load 32. And you can see the way the grayed area is a little bit larger there. So yeah, it's kind of cool that they give you a little bit of... at a glance, you kind of get that information. Now, one thing Express does, which is kind of cool, is you can run a speed test. And so you can kind of get an up-to-date on how fast these different servers are. You'll get latency, download speed. You can see, it runs pretty quick, but it takes a little bit. I'll just let that run in the background there while we're doing this. But still, again, it's one of those where, to a degree, it's kind of splitting hairs. Like, they're both great. I prefer Surfshark just a little bit more, but it's not that Express isn't great to use from a usability standpoint. So again, this is just kind of a little bit of an overview, kind of comparing the two side by side so you can see what they look like, what the user interface is like, kind of comparing some of the features. It is not an in-depth review. Again, there's a review to both of these that I did down in the description, and more information about each of them down there as well. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the comments. Feel free to ask. I always love helping out if I can. So I would say just overall, if you're comparing these, Express, again, is the more expensive one. It does have more features, like devices it can connect to. But Surfshark, to its credit, allows you to connect to unlimited devices. Although the range of devices isn't maybe as broad as Express, you do have unlimited amounts you can connect to. Whereas Express, I want to say it's between 5 and 7. It might be 6, somewhere around there. So it's still I think probably good for most people. But if you have a larger household or some other environment where it's important to have a lot of connections or a lot of devices you can connect to, that's where Surfshark would be great. Now, Surfshark is an incredible value. And again, you can check the link in the description, and it will add any coupon codes, discounts, and so forth, so you can get the best deal possible from what's just on the website when you visit it normally. But so Surfshark, it's a lot less expensive than Express, and it really holds its own. So if you don't need necessarily the additional features that Express gives you, then Surfshark is a great way to go. And the benefit of, I find it just slightly a little bit better from a usability standpoint. But that's personal preference. Others may prefer Express. So again, that's I think it for now. Wanted to not keep this too long, and I will again continue to try to do some more comparisons, like do a speed test and things like that. But otherwise, thanks for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.